Fair use, guys. Fair use for the purposes of education and criticism. Guys, we got to be real careful with this one because this ain't my normal picture in the background. Hey, guys, you see it, right? So I had to equip myself. Make sure we protect ourselves over here. Because you can't just go talking about any old body on this platform like you would like to sometimes. Okay, guys, so a few months back, guys, I told you I don't get political, right? However, when we research what typically happens when a prophetess comes on the scene to warn the nations, right, guys, that it's actually typically political in nature. So I can't help that we're going to step on the toes of some political people. Judah and friends have ran amok. Okay. Judah, you let these people in here. Guys, welcome back to the front line. It's your girl, Shamar. Come on in the van, Ephraim. That's the name they don't want you to remember. I wonder if as a group of people, if we just started saying Ephraim, would we wake up? Ephraim, wake up. Ephraim, wake up. Mama is going to make sure you get your land back and make sure that you are in possession of your inheritance. Not to be cocky. It don't come with no crown, guys. It more than likely comes with a shovel. It's time to restore this land, or we risk the death of everything on it, guys. Because when madmen, when Judah and friends are at the wheel, they'll stop at nothing. I mean, nothing. They will destroy everything for riches, for a greenback, guys. And this is Judah and friends right here on the screen, guys. Now, I don't personally know if he got a little Judah in him, because they did mix with other nations, guys. So Judah could look like any and everything right about now, but they're going to tend to look a little like us, and he's a little darker. But anyway, Judah left people in control. You know what I mean? They took these riches, that's my belief system, and made these other kingdoms, and went over there. I don't have time to prove it because I'm too busy proving who we are. We the ones with an inheritance. The only thing that Judah got waiting for it is the ultimate punishment. Okay, guys? So I don't care who they are. I care more about who we are. So I put my focus in finding out who we are and where is our inheritance, guys. What is it that the Creator wanted from us? So I'm going to tell y'all right now, this is going to be a long episode. I don't mean super long, guys, but it got to be, because I got to stuff this episode with a lot of content, because there's a lot of pieces moving around us as we speak, guys. I was going to do an episode about the iron chariots, right, guys, that we read about in Judges, because that's a major, major clue of some sort. And I was going to focus on that and how they would have you believe that these iron chariots are like UFOs, right? But we know they couldn't possibly be, because who would design any flying object out of iron? It'd be too heavy. Okay, so let's not kid ourselves. So that's why I said these had to be some sort of engine operated vehicle. Now, it could have been a train, it could have been a car, whatever it was. It's always been about power, guys. We live in a Marvel movie where these madmen are always seeking the newest power source, guys. I got a message for somebody that thinks they're just going to do what they want to do with our inheritance. I've been had a message. Stuff is happening around us, guys. Can I say with 100% certainty that this is mama? I can't right now, but what I will say is mama's supposed to deal with this, so is it not? Is this a spectacle for madmen with money making us look for JC? I don't know yet. It's too early to dictate. But it was something about an interview that number 45/47 did. This interview right here in the background, guys, on October 25th, 2024. That's an important date, guys. Let me go into this right here real quick. Trump's day one climate plans, in his own words. This is number 45/47. Do I have a right to send him a message? Yes, I do. We all do, Ephraim. Wake up. Let's read with the plans, all right, of number 45/47 are: when President-elect takes office in 2 months, he'll waste no time in his push to eradicate the Biden administration's climate policy. He has pledged to target policies and regulations that do not benefit the fossil fuel industry and to dramatically increase U.S. output of oil and gas. Did not tell you guys he was for sale. Let's keep going. He has said he believes that flooding the market with cheap energy. Here you go, guys. Here is your Marvel movie. Welcome, guys. You are living in it. You just didn't realize it. Flooding the market with cheap energy is the key to lowering grocery prices, housing costs, utility bills, and inflation. One big difference between Trump's first term and his second term is that the early days of his administration are far less likely to be so chaotic. Instead, they'll be guided by a curated team of loyalists with a mission to weaken or eliminate parts of the government. That includes the EPA. What's the EPA, guys? The Environmental Protection Agency. This, guys, is the agency that protects the animals, the water, the trees, the grass, the wildlife, the air you breathe. He's going to do away with that. He's threatened that for a long time, guys. So let's keep going. Right here, it said that he had a powerful mandate. Who's this mandate? Huh? What powerful mandate are you talking about, sir? That will include an executive order on his first day in office to dramatically increase oil and gas drilling. Didn't I tell y'all he had to be in the seat for mama to shut this down? For mama to put you in your place when you think you're going to keep drilling and tearing up the environment? Everything that your hands did not create, sir? Nah, I wish you would. We all got to live here. Check it out. which will ultimately then bring down prices, bringing down inflation. His advisor said on the Today Show, and that's just part of the day one agenda. You're going to tear up the whole of this plane with your plan for a greenback to lower gas prices and grocery prices, huh? In his own words, here is some of what number 4547 said and has promised for the next 4 years. If you make donuts, if you make cars, whatever you make, energy is a big deal. And we're going to get that. It's my ambition to get your energy bill within 12 months down 50%. Trump's promises made at a rally, we're right here in September, is essentially an impossible goal, energy experts said. Oil prices are set on a global market, and there's little presidents can do to significantly change them. The U.S. is already producing oil at peak levels. While Trump is certain to remove regulations and ease permitting, which could decrease costs of producers, it won't be enough to dramatically cut prices. Oil producers certainly don't want to see prices bottom out, which cut into their bottom line and make drilling unprofitable. Okay? Says here, additionally, any U.S. efforts to cut oil prices would be met with a response from OPEC countries. But remember, the dollar is not being funded by OPEC right now, right? And they're saying that's going to be Russia and Saudi Arabia. They're already relying on BRICS, so that's not going to matter right now. He's trying to boost back the dollar and make people only be able to trade with the dollar, okay? It's going to be a struggle right here for him to be able to bend the system enough to be anywhere in the ballpark of cutting energy prices in half. This guy says it's going to be virtually impossible, right? Let's go see what he got to say. On day one, I'll sign an order directing every federal agency to remove every single burdensome regulation driving up the cost of goods. He made a pledge at campaign speech that he would rescind regulations. All right. Trump's EPA, under his first administrator, tried to curtail the process, right? So they've been at this for a while, trying to change up things at the EPA, okay? He doesn't see the benefit, right? It was a dam that was reversed the other day, and salmon are now flowing, freely in that area. This is the type of person that doesn't understand how the environment benefits from reintroducing a species that was once native to that area. He said out his own mouth, all of this for one fish? Yes, all of this for one fish, sir. You didn't make this. You don't know what that one fish does for everything around you. It's a domino effect, and we're starting to learn it now. When's the last time y'all seen a firefly? Huh? When I was a kid, I grew up in D.C., guys. That's where I was born originally. Lived there till I was 3. I saw bunnies hopping. When's the last time anybody in D.C. listening to me, you've seen a bunny hop? All of these animals play a role in our society. In our environment, they have dominion. Who do you think the Creator was talking to? Go out and have dominion. Those animal kingdoms that are being affected by this man's desire to give you a free for all here in this land that don't even belong to him. Let's keep going. It says right here that the governor, they want to force the EPA changes down the governor's throat. All right, so you could go to this article and see. I want to get down here to on day one. The administration will terminate insane electric vehicle mandates. Will end the Green New Scam once and for all. The Green New Scam will end. The Green New Scam is what he's referring to that will protect the environment, guys. He wants you to be dependent on gasoline. All right, guys, which, oh God, for the life of me, it's not a renewable energy source. He's going to tell you that global warming is not the biggest threat, guys, when it very well is. Science is telling us that it is. So you can go here to see everything that he's promised to do in day one. Now let's go here real quick to Numbers. Water from the rock. I told you guys, when we research the words associated with these towns, we can be certain we're speaking of Abraham's wells having oil. I already proved that to you guys. Tulsa was about the oil. Check it out. Then came the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, into the desert of Zin in the first month, and the people abode in Kadesh. Miriam died there and was buried there. There was no water for the congregation. Was it water, guys? And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. And let me be clear, this knowledge, I ain't smart enough to figure this out on my own. This definitely came from my mama. You better know I roll with my mama, guys. Ain't no way in the world you figure this out without her. We thankful for that, mama. Let's keep going. And the people chode with Moses. Oh, we'll know what that is. And spake, saying, would God that we had died when our brethren died before the Lord. And why have you brought up the congregation of the Lord into this wilderness, that we and our cattle should die here? And wherefore have you made us come out of Egypt to bring us unto this evil place? It's no place of seed, or of figs, or of vines, or of pomegranates, neither is there any water to drink. And Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and fell upon their face. And the glory of the Lord appeared to them. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, take the rod, gather thy assembly together. Aaron and thy brothers speak unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water. And thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock. What kind of water comes out of a rock, guys? Oil. I prove it. Don't worry. So thou shalt give the congregation and their beasts to drink, your vehicles. And Moses, what do they call the presidential vehicle right now? The beast. I think it's a joke. And Moses took the rod before the Lord as he had commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock, and said unto him, hear now, ye rebels. What's that flag look like, guys? That Confederate flag? That Hebron, a rebel. Must we fetch you water out this rock? And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice. And the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. And the Lord spoke unto Moses and Aaron, and said, because you believe me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel, therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I had given them. This is the water of Meribah, because the children of Israel strove with the Lord, and he was sanctified in them. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. You thought you were going to strike a rock, and then you thought you were going to come up in here, Moses. Huh? You thought you were going to, you think you're going to do this too, number 47. You think you're just going to go ham up in this land, huh? Now check this out. Lately, we've been seeing some so-called drones, right? I'm not here to say that's mama. I'm not here to say it ain't, guys. I'm going to just take y'all on a journey. If it ain't mama, expect to see something kind of similar. Perhaps this is a false flag that they created. I don't know. But I do want to show y'all something, because I've been screaming for a long time. He's not going to be able to push his agenda forward. What was it about this interview, guys? Let's read a little bit. Did Mr. Rogan's 47 interview set the stage for an invasion on December 3rd, 2024? Actually, they've been seeing these drones since November 18th, actually, and I'm going to show y'all guys. A viral theory has emerged claiming that an alien invasion is set to occur on December 3rd, triggered by an interview between Joe Rogan and former U.S. President Donald Trump. The theory stems from a man named Cliff High. Now, what a name. What a friggin' name. Cliff High. High Cliff. Guys, I don't even want to get into it. All of this stuff that links to them, they got that word high in it. A computer scientist known for his past predictions using a tool called predictive linguistics, which he developed in 1990. High, who previously predicted the 2004 tsunami, has stated that an alien invasion will be triggered 39 days after Trump's appearance on Joe Rogan's Joe Rogan Experience podcast. The interview took place on October 25th, marking the start of the countdown. According to High, the invasion will involve air battles between UFOs and military forces, with UFOs even engaging in combat among themselves. While this theory has sparked intrigue, many online have expressed skepticism. Despite High's earlier predictions being accurate, such as the 2004 tsunami, netizens are largely dismissive of the invasion claim. Some have humorously speculated that if the invasion does occur, it will be another amusing prediction that didn't come true. High's predictive system works by analyzing internet data and identifying patterns in language that could indicate major upcoming events, including political changes and natural disasters. His latest claim about an invasion has captured significant attention. Users have been eagerly debating the possibility. For now, the world will have to wait to see if the invasion theory proves true. All right, so there's this guy running around saying that after that interview. Now, what was Trump talking about in that interview? A lot of this stuff right here. A lot of this stuff. Speaking to commit offenses against mama's creation. Basically boldly saying these are the things he's going to do against mama's creation. This article going to call it the good, the bad, the ugly. Nah, it's all this right here. If this man is allowed to be in a seat of power, this is what he plans to do. Right here, he's going to tell you. So let's see. Perhaps if there's some sort of invasion, that they are not thrilled about these plans right here, right? They always tell us like this is some sort of planetary offense, right? So here we go. EPA under a second presidency, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Historical context, Trump's environmental policies. During his presidency in 2017 to 2021, there was a prioritization to deregulate. Okay? Deregulate energy. There was going to be a rollback of key regulations right here. Altered nearly 100 environmental rules. Okay? Rolled back emission standards and what is this? Restrictions on methane emissions. And oil and gas operations got rolled back. Okay? He ain't got no problem with all of this stuff. All right? Energy policy shifts took place, aiming to make the United States a leading energy producer through increased oil, gas, and coal productions. Didn't I tell y'all we was oil rich? This is the gold they speak of. He told us we had gold under our feet. This approach included promoting fossil fuel development in federal lands and opening up previously protected areas for drilling. There is going to be no sacred land. Do you understand that? What should Mama tell you? You think Mama going to sit back and let this go down? Agency leadership and staffing changes. He going to fire everybody that's not loyal to this agenda. You can believe that. Expect structural changes to the EPA. They're going to reduce the staffing, and they're going to have some budget constraints to make it nearly impossible to protect the land. You're going to shift it to state control, where most of the states are red states. So they're going to be loyal to the agenda. All right? Regulatory rollbacks and policy shift. A big change to what? Climate change. Let's read what he wants. The Trump administration previously withdrew the U.S. from Paris Climate Agreement and repealed the Clean Power Plan, an Obama-era initiative to reduce carbon emissions from power plants. All right? They're going to reverse the U.S. climate position. Trump could halt or reverse participation in international climate negotiations and commitments. Reduce climate change mitigation efforts. They're not coming to the table with nobody about this. They're going to do what they want. This is what he's saying, guys. Air and water quality standards. Here's where it gets funny, because to drill for oil, you got to mix oil, and I'm going to show y'all with this later on, with certain chemicals in order to frack. That's why Moses wasn't allowed in here. It is so detrimental to the environment, guys. The Creator wasn't putting up with this. In order for us to have the balance of life on this land, the Creator asked that this not be done. That's why Joseph's children was allowed in here, and not any of these other folks, guys. All right, that's why it went down like that. Okay, so if you're not going to care for this land, you're not allowed in here. Relaxed standards of pollutants. Yeah, they're going to let it be a free-for-all, guys. He don't care about none of this. It's all about the money grab now. To hell with if there's any type of land left for future generations. This is why it's so critical. They're going to reduce the monitoring. They're going to reduce enforcement. Energy sector deregulation. Support for oil, gas, and coal. Here we go. Mama's sacred pipeline, right? Regulations on methane emissions, fracking, and offshore drilling might be further relaxed, increasing access to public lands for energy development. Protections against emissions and chemical spills could be reduced in favor of cost saving for industry. They're going to decrease emphasis on renewable energy, guys. Renewable energy, guys, is what Shearer worked with. Trust me, guys. I feel like it was hydropower. He's going to reduce turbine energy, hydropower, and solar energy, all of which are renewable. We'll never run out of those things. How are you going to run out of wind? How are you going to run out of water? How are you going to run out of the sun? Instead, he'd rather frack. They can't find a way to get a dollar amount on any of those other three that I told you about, guys. All right, so public health implications, all right? The EPA relies on scientific data to inform regulatory decisions, all right? So he wants to get rid of this. Environmental justice concerns, okay? Potential for increase, here we go, pollutions in vulnerable areas. The takeaway. Donald Trump's return to the presidency will likely lead to a substantial shift in the EPA's role and effectiveness, marked by decentralized regulatory power at the federal level, a pivot towards fossil fuels, and fewer initiatives focused on climate change and environmental justice. This approach could reduce regulatory costs for businesses and influence international efforts aimed at reducing global emissions. He got an agenda, guys. He got an agenda. Now, check this out, guys. I have likened the pulling out of this gas out of the earth, very much to the idea of donating plasma, guys. Watch this. Tragic death of a China teenager encouraged fair use, guys, for the purposes of education and criticism. Encouraged to give blood 16 times in 8 months for cash sparked an online anger. The death of a 19-year-old in China who died suddenly after being encouraged to donate plasma 16 times in 8 months caused a public uproar online. On January 15th, the teenager in northern China unexpectedly passed away at home soon after he had returned from working to help support his family. The next day, the father found receipts under the mattress that revealed extensive plasma donations. Plasma is collected through an automated process that separates plasma from other blood components, then safely and comfortably returns your blood cells and platelets to you. The receipts show that he had done this 16 times in 8 months. All right. On the day he died, he told his friend that he wasn't feeling well. He felt too weak to do anything. Friend said, it's because your body has reached its limit. Stop donating blood. You need to eat well and recover fully before considering other things. While donation is a voluntary and charitable act involving the extraction of whole bloods from the donor, it's allowed only once every 6 months. So long story short, this guy was over donating. Okay, you're gonna see him with this wire right here connected to his wrist, and he's donating, right? The thing is, this stuff comes out looking gold, and this is where I made this association, like, okay, so is this the equivalent? If I look at the earth as a living organism, is this the equivalent? Look at that needle going down, guys. Is this the equivalent of that needle in his arm? Doesn't it look like a needle in an arm, guys? Drawing out the gold. It looks like the same deal to me, guys. It really does. I'm trying to tell you something here. This is the equivalent. Open back up. Where'd it go? This is the equivalent of this, and this is why this is a problem. This is why Moses wasn't supposed to be doing it, and you can bet your bottom dollar number 4547 is not going to be allowed to do this. You could bet your bottom dollar Shamar said so. This ain't happening here. Y'all see it? You see that arm? This arm? Guys, yeah. Don't play with me. This looks just like this flow. Check it out, guys. God darn it. Let me throw that away. That looked just like this flow right here. That looked just like this, guys. That looked like an arm. That yellow brick road, okay, looks like an arm. And this looks like a needle going into that arm. And this is the process of which fracking is done. Fracking shale gas extraction in 5 easy steps. Drill down. Drill sideways along the shale bed. Crack the rock with hydraulic pressure or explosives, also known as Asher fracturing. Also known as fracturing. I got a little crack in my phone. Or fracking. Pump water. Remember, I told y'all that's why they want the water regulations released, because this is going to make them mix it with some chemicals. Pump water at high pressure to open spaces, a fracture in the rock. Place plugs in the shaft, then drill out these plugs. Okay, guys, this is what they want to do. Shale gas is a natural gas characterized by an atypical geological location, usually found several 8,000 meters beneath the Earth's surface. It's a fossil fuel from underground deposits. What did I tell you guys? Joseph's everlasting hills, the dew from heaven. He's near a well, right, guys? Joseph is the one near all of these resources. The process of breaking up the deposit right here is known as fracking, striking the rock, guys, which has become somewhat a controversial subject across the globe in recent years. There you have it. It says right here, this is why I want to focus on this, so you know that it comes from out that rock. The origin of shale gas is the same as that of all hydrocarbon, coal, gas, and oil. They formed within the source rock, the result of the transformation of sediments rich in organic matter that are deposited at the bottom of oceans and lakes. Over time, the sediment gradually become more deeply buried. During the process, they consolidated, and subsurface heat and pressure convert the organic matter they contain into hydrocarbon. Most of the hydrocarbonation that forms in the matter were gradually expelled from the source rock. Okay, so tell Shamar again that oil don't come out of a rock. Where did you see that water's going to come out of a rock? You're not going to see that, guys. Judah hit it that this is oil. You can believe Shamar when she tell y'all this. So let's keep going. Let's get on over here to a few more verses. I want to talk about these drones over Jersey. Right? The guys said when in 39 days. It was something about that interview. Yeah, I'm implying something, right? I told you mama ain't going to put up with this. I am hoping it is mama, a presence of mama. But they've been known to play tricks on us too, so it could be either or, but let's just read about this. Mysteries continue to swirl after nearly a month of drone sightings. Nearly a month, guys, right? Over New Jersey. Sparking fears among residents and furious debate about what the flying objects are, if they're drones at all. They've been unable right here to provide definitive answers, saying only that the objects are not believed to pose danger to the public or national security. How? How can you tell me this? They don't know what it is, guys. They don't have a clue. Check this out, though. He's number 45, right? That's what we've been referring to him as. So I took it upon myself to look up the Hebrew number 45. Abi Alban, derived from two Hebrew words meaning father, meaning strength or might. Is that patriarchy, right? There's no direct Greek equivalent for the name Abi Alban, as it is a unique Hebrew proper noun. However, the concept of mighty men can be related to Greek terms for strength, valor, right? Who had mighty men? Judah and friends, right? So is 45 a friend of Judah? I wonder, right? Let's just keep going. Abi Alban means father of strength or father of might. It is used as a personal name in the Hebrew Bible, specifically referring to one of King David's mighty warriors. Really? Judah and friends? One of King, didn't say he was from the tribe of Judah, but it did say one of King David's mighty warriors. Good friend of David, right? As all of these nations in Psalms 83 were. In the context of ancient Israel, names often carried significant meaning. All right? In the context of ancient Israel, what Shamar been doing? Breaking down these names. And ain't nobody tell me to do that. Mama led me to do it. My DNA led me to do this, guys. I have woken up. What does it say? Only ancient Israel did this. If you ever doubted my role in this, here you go. Who's doing this? Ain't nobody else on YouTube doing this. Just me. In the context of ancient Israel, names often carried significant meaning and were sometimes indicative of the character or destiny of the individual. My name means guard, guys. I ain't give myself that name. My mama did. Tune into whoever you want to tune in, but pretty soon, they're going to have to tune in here. It's not going to be no question of the matter. I'm bringing this truth to you, whether you want to listen to it right now or not. I see the ratings going down. I'm not concerned with that, guys. My message is not going to change. It's going to be unwavering. It will be validated. I have no doubt of that. They will have to tune in. Those loyal to the channel right now, thank you for that. Mama sees you. You will be in this kingdom in a significant place. Let's keep going. Abi Albon was one of the elite warriors in King David's army, known as the Mighty Men or Gibborim. These warriors were renowned for their bravery, skill in battle, and loyalty to David. The role of a mighty man was not only to fight, but also to protect the king and the nation of who they lie. If you loyal to David, you ain't protecting the king of Israel, the nation of Israel. You are protecting the king of Judah. You get that, guys? Father of strength, one of David's heroes. You see that, y'all? This is what 45 is connected to. I, a mighty man of David. Check this out. Well, what is 47? Let's go see. Let's go see. Still linked to that mighty. Still linked to strong and powerful. Ab-bear. Ab-bear. We know bear is the water, guys. Beer-sheba, the father of the water. So number 47 is going to be linked to the water. Linked to the bear. Bear means water, guys. The wells of Beersheba. But it says they're not going to make that connection here, but I know better. Derived from the root, we're right here to be strong or to be mighty. While there is no direct Greek equivalent in Strong's concordance of might and strength can be related to Greek words, okay? The Hebrew word abir is used to describe strength and might, often in the context of warriors. Didn't they say he was a warrior? Leaders, or even animals like what? The bull. Wall Street. All of these links, guys, and you think this is just a coincidence? Nah. It conveys a sense of power and majesty, frequently associated with divine or kingly attributes. In some contexts, it's used metaphorically to describe God's strength or the strength of his people. In ancient Near Eastern cultures, strength and might were highly valued attributes, often associated with leadership. The term Abir would have resonated with the Israelites as a descriptor of both human and divine power. Bulls, known for their strength, were common symbols of power. Where, guys? On Wall Street. What would all of these resources be linked to? Wall Street. They built up a wall, and others daubed it over. The common symbols of power and fertility in the region, which may explain the metaphor use of Abir in describing them. Mighty and valiant, right? They got this as a chief, huh? A mighty one. Stubborn-minded. Does this sound like number 47, guys? Simile of king of Assyria, huh? Guys, I'm trying to show y'all something. This is what's associated with that number 47 now. All right, guys. So you tell me, are we bugging? Now check this out. Deuteronomy 8:17-18. This is a message to you, number 47, 45, 47. And thou say in thine heart, my power and the might of mine hand have gotten me this wealth. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant, which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is to this day. Oh yeah, you better remember that, Judah and friends. There was an oath and there was a covenant. You know, we're going to get through Isaiah 24 too, guys. It's rather long, but this is what Israel, the protector of Israel, has promised. All right. You know, you got to understand they wrote these titles, so I don't fully describe to that. I believe it's going to destroy those that want to destroy this. All right, guys, so let's talk about Isaiah 24. This is what's coming for Judah and friends. Everybody that sat down in Psalms 83 and conspired so that Ephraim would forget the name of Ephraim, this is what you got coming. Yeah, we turned off the heater because I want this to be loud and clear. The Lord is going to completely destroy everything on earth. Says he, but we know how we feel about that. He will twist its surface, scatter those who live on it. Priests and people alike will suffer. So will masters and their servants, and so will women and their female servants. Sellers and buyers alike will suffer. So will those who borrow and those who lend, and so will those who owe money and those who lend it. The earth will be completely destroyed. Everything of value will be taken out of it. You hear that? Everything of value will be taken out of it. That is what the Lord said. Right? The earth will dry up completely. Is that not happening? The world will dry up and waste away. The heavens will fade away along with the earth. The earth is polluted by its people. They haven't obeyed the laws of the Lord. The resting of the land, that Ephraim would have made sure was going to happen. Stewardess, Ephraimite. They didn't obey these laws. The Creator is going to look to you to make sure they do. They haven't done what he told them to do. They've broken the covenant that will last forever. So this covenant ain't gone nowhere. I keep trying to tell you guys. You just got to wake up and see that it's there for you. Ephraim, you have a covenant. Stop screaming, Judah. Ephraim, you have a covenant. Wake your ass up. So the Lord will send a curse on the earth. Its people will pay for what they've done. They'll be burned up. Very few of them will be left. The vines and the fresh wine will dry up completely. Those who used to have a good time will groan. The happy sound of tambourines will be gone. The noise of those who enjoyed wild parties will stop. Sound familiar? The noise of those. What have we been seeing right now, guys? Those wild parties. The joyful music of harps will become silent. People will no longer sing as they drink wine. Beer will taste bitter to those who drink it. Destroyed cities will lie empty. People will lock themselves inside their houses. In the street, people will cry out for wine. All joy will turn into sadness. All joyful sounds will be driven out of the earth. All the buildings will be knocked down. Every city gate will be smashed to pieces. That's how it will be on the earth. And that's how it will be among the nations. It will be as when workers knock all but a few olives off the trees. It's going to be wild, y'all. It'll be like a vine that has only a few grapes left after the harvest. Those who are left alive will shout for joy. Guys, we're going to be shouting for joy. The Ephraim will be left alive, certainly. You better believe that, because it is Ephraim's job to restore everything, guys. People from the west will praise the Lord because he's king. So give glory to him, you who live in the east. Honor the name of the Lord. So here in the East, you're going to, y'all listen, guys. Honor the name of the Lord, you who are in the islands of the sea. He is the God of who? Israel. Who is Israel, guys? Ephraim. That might as well say, he is the God, she, right? Mama is the God of Ephraim. From one end of the earth to the other, we hear singing. People are saying, give glory to the God who always does what is right. But I said, I feel very bad. I'm getting weaker and weaker. How terrible it is for me. People turn against one another. They can't be trusted. So they turn against one another. Sound familiar, y'all? Listen, you people of the earth. Terror, a pit and a trap are waiting for you. Anyone who runs away from the terror will fall into the pit. Anyone who climbs out the pit will be caught in the trap. The Lord will open the windows of the skies. What? Let's repeat that. The Lord will open the windows of the skies. He will flood the land. The foundations of the earth will shake. The earth will be broken up. It will split open. It will be shaken to pieces. The earth will be unsteady like someone who is drunk. It'll sway like a tent in the wind. Its sin will weigh so heavily on it that it'll fall. It'll never get up again. At that time, the Lord will punish the spiritual forces of evil in the heavens above. He will also punish the kings on the earth below. So who's waiting for kings? Go ahead and stand with them. I implore you, please be standing with the kings. Please be, so that you can get some of this punishment too. They will be brought together like prisoners in chains. They'll be locked up in prison, and after many days, the Lord will punish them. Huh? Who? Kings. Uh-oh. The Lord will rule over all. The Lord who rules over all will rule on Mount Zion. And it ain't going to be in Jerusalem. This is a lie that probably Judah done attached. Because the kingdom in the northern kingdom was Samaria. The elders of the city will be there. They'll see the great glory. The rule will be so glorious that the sun and moon will be too ashamed to shine. Okay? This is a promise to which nation, guys? Huh? Which nation is this a promise to? It's a promise to Israel, guys. Way to go. The covenant, right? A covenant follows Israel. So, Ephraim, here you go. Your God is coming to set this straight. You can believe that. They're not going to be allowed to plunder this earth like this and ruin everything and destroy it. Are you crazy? Let's keep going. Look right here. This is a blessing for Ephraim, guys. The blessing of your father are mighty beyond the blessings of my parents, up to the bounties of the everlasting hills. Leave it to number 47. There won't be no everlasting hills. These everlasting hills create balance to our environment. But leave it to him, there wouldn't be any. Well, the Creator ain't going to be made a liar. They're everlasting hills. And there's somebody that has an everlasting covenant to protect it. And that somebody is Ephraim. Okay, Judah and friends? All of you nations that sat down in Psalms 83. You're not going to be allowed to destroy these everlasting hills because you're greedy and you want everybody to be enslaved to your system. where we just work and pay for gas. May they be on the head of Joseph and on the brow of him who was set apart from his brothers. There's a nation set apart from Judah. It's set apart from the southern kingdom. It's Ephraim. We're almost done, guys. Don't worry. Let's see. We got one more article, I believe. Jeremiah. All who devour you will be devoured. It don't say some, right? It say all. It don't say some. Who was all in Psalms 83? Judah and friends. You know, this is the equivalent of having a house that your grandma left you, right? And then your cousins come over. Sorry, your grandpa left you this house. Through your grandma, though. He earned it through your grandma, great-grandma. And your grandpa left you this house. And your cousin decides to come over. He see everything grandma done left you in the house. He mad. He hating. Dang, grandma left you that? She left you all of the gold spoons? Dang. Grandpa left you that too? Dang. Then your cousins go on back to the projects. Like the heathens they are. They go on back to the projects. They start talking with their friends. Yo, I got a cousin. My grandma left them everything. And they know that these are some thugs, okay? They know that these thugs will rape, kill, and steal. They go and tell these thugs where this house that your grandma done left you at. They go and tell these thugs, you know, in the basement is the biggest payday. It's in the basement. This is the equivalent, guys, of what Judah did to you. That story right there, that's what Judah did. They went back to the projects of Assyria, told the biggest thugs possible, yo, my cousins and them got a house across town. It's loaded. My grandma left it to them. She didn't leave me nothing. Wipe them out for me. Let's split everything they had in there. That's what happened in Psalms 83, y'all. But look what the Creator says to everybody that broke bread in Psalms 83. But all who devour you will be devoured, and all your enemies will be sent into exile. Okay, so this is just going to be for a little while. All who plunder you will be plundered. Plundered means to steal, to rob, guys. The plane is being robbed. The earth is being robbed. And all who attack you will be attacked. I will give you back your health and heal your wounds. But it ain't about what happened at Baal Peor, right, y'all? What is Shamar talking about? It ain't about that obligate parasite that got transferred over to Israel when they were making these booths outside of the tent. Shamar don't know what she's talking about, right? But the Creator's going to heal you. Yeah, I know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. I'll give you back your health and heal your wounds, says the Lord. For you are called out. For you are called an outcast. Jerusalem, for whom no one cares. And it said Zion, actually, guys. See that? They keep trying to place Zion in Jerusalem. Well, Zion was in Samaria, okay? Tricky Judah with the pen, lying all the time. I see you, Judah, and Mama do too. Judah and friends will be exposed. You can believe that. It ain't going to be no kingship here. It's going to be about restoring our plane. Much love to you guys, and thanks for tuning in. I know it was a long one, but it had to be Ephraim. I'll see you guys next week. Much love from the front line. Shout out to Thinker. Shout out to Mimi. Shout out to Shoshana. Shout out to everybody. Much love to you guys. Shout out to Michael Brown. Shout out to you all. Thanks for tuning in.